PEGI 18.
Tra 10 minuti voglio vedervi tutti in formazione a nord dello stadio.
Gli ordini sono sempre e dovunque
Pronti. Sergente G, tieni i tuoi uomini in riga.
Facciamo un salto al gomat.
I nuovi sono a corto di provviste. Fate in fretta, ragazzi.
Chi è? Un cantante K-pop?
Il nuovo leader supremo della Corea del Nord.
Sul serio? Cioè, quel tizio sembra più giovane di me, è pazzesco.
Avete sentito?
작전 개시, 교신 정렬.
Sei ancora ricercato.
Sì, lo so.
Che cosa hai fatto?
Quello che dovevo.
Ora siamo noi a stabilire le regole d'ingaggio. Stai spostando un'arma di guerra. Di quelle di cui neghiamo l'esistenza.
Tu fa ciò che devi. Io farò lo stesso.
대반자를 찾아내라. 이 마을을 불태워서라도.
제발!
수류탄 투척! Andiamo!
Non siamo pronti. Potremmo morire tutti e non abbiamo nemmeno scelta.
Hai infranto molte regole stanotte, John. Niente più regole.
The biggest solve for us at Infinity Ward is really trying to make things look authentic and believable, real. And if you get those things right in the real world, you can bring it into the game itself. Ever since I was a kid, we didn't have a whole lot of money for toys and stuff like that. And so I made my toys sometimes. I would make toys out of plywood and stuff when I was getting older. I was heavy into model making because I loved Star Wars. And so I just grew up with a fascination of model making, kit bashing, and all this other stuff. And I do better when I have some physical thing in front of me to build from and I can look at it and twist it in the light and things like that. Hey now.
Hey.
Yeah, there he goes. We build a lot of live action suits and all these builds and stuff. Ghost is one of them, and this is the appliance that we'll use. It's a foam appliance, easy to work with. So I'm just gonna cut this mask down a little bit. Maybe my designer's philosophy is responding to things that happen along the way and then trying to figure out what tools do I have to solve those problems. But when we're doing stuff like this, it needs to be like visually consistent with modern warfare. So that means as real as you can make it. And I think that's really why it's important to not just draw this stuff, but build it for real. When you're working on an iconic character, you don't know it yet. When I did the original Ghost concept, it was done in maybe under 2 hours. I want to say it was just 3 sketches. I had an idea from design, and I had no idea that this character would be, an icon of the Modern Warfare franchise and the face of a lot of this stuff. Sometimes I'll just start with a sketch and we'll go from there. These were some early looks for Ghost. A few of us felt strongly that we wanted to pay an homage to the original Ghost. I think people that played those games back at that time know and love, and I think that's a look that might be new to players that are just starting to see Ghost that way also. So there's something for everybody. We had a lot of research with special forces starting back in World War II, and they would customize their gear. So I see Ghost as kind of an evolution of the craftsmanship that special forces people, and even military in general, they modify their stuff for a purpose. They're doing the same stuff, only the stakes are higher. I wanted to build him as a wearable live-action suit. So I've been getting some people that wear the suits. I have to kind of think about ergonomics, and because of that, it has those ergonomics built into it. That dictated the way the mask actually ended up looking. Because I built it physically, there's some stuff that actually makes sense. That's the best part about going from a sketch to some type of concept like this to actually physically building it. What I'm really excited about with the Vault Edition is that this version of Ghost becomes very special after the events of Modern Warfare 4. So that really is why I think it was important to take so much time and effort to realize this character and build this character out. His presence in this part of DMZ really represents a next step into what I would consider like new places to go in Modern Warfare. Even their blueprints tie back to, there's some meaning in it and context and how it fits into the world of DMZ. So I am really excited about that. I'm super excited to see what people think about this when it's released. This is Ghost's AK. It has an Apex attachment, and it has like a drone killing attachment, which I think is pretty dope. There's all these little cool Easter eggs in those blueprints that kind of they connect to the character, or they connect to the region that they're going into with it. A couple of those weapons are actually manufactured and come out of a really cool new place in DMZ that players will discover. The Vault Edition's kind of packed with some good goodies in there. I think people will enjoy it. I don't like when things look perfect. They feel digital and fabricated and unrealistic to me. So this mask is asymmetrical. I did my best when I sculpted it to make it symmetrical, but real things in the real world they're asymmetrical. They don't line up perfectly. It's very human. This is Tom Sacklesay. He's an extraordinary character artist, concept artist. And you want to talk about iconic characters, I think Tom is responsible for some of the, some really iconic characters in the Modern Warfare franchise.
Like this character, like Joel just built the mask. He gave me the mask. I took a photo of it, put it on a body, passed it back to Joel. He worked on it. We do a lot of collaboration. Send it to the character team. They start to model it. We go back. We do some tweaks. So there's a lot of back and forth collaboration that happens. But yeah, sometimes it just starts with something that Joel just puts together, and then we'll make it into a full character.
This process to me it's an old technique, and we're probably one of the only studios that does this. It's the DNA of how we develop here, and you can see it's taken off. We've kind of grown. The process has grown with the times and the technology, and it's incredible. The fans and the community of Call of Duty decide what's iconic, and we just do our best to put together really interesting artwork that is inspiring. Yeah. And he's got a couple on this project already. I've got the feeling they might be, like the community might see it the same way, but I feel they're iconic already. They're really badass. This version of Ghost is actually really difficult to build, and it's all bespoke. So it's a one-of-a-kind build. There aren't any more of these in the world. This is it. And down to all the scuffs and everything, they're all unique to this mask. So this is it. This is the source of this character right here. This is the Vault Edition Ghost mask. I thought it'd be funny if there's this moment in the story where Ghost kind of comes out of the forest. He's kind of walking at you through the forest, and he's got his head down or something, and he walks up and he puts his hand on his face and pulls his mask off, like, and all this gas comes out. And you're like, what? Is he going to show us? Oh, no. It's just another mask within a mask.
We set off to make the best multiplayer arcade shooter we possibly could, and to us that meant modern warfare with unrestricted fluid movement, array of different types of equipment, kill streaks, guns, deep systems for you to engage with.
If the player wants to do something, they should be able to do it. When they pick up the sticks, we want them to go, oh shit.
When Mark and I took over Infinity Ward and we were talking about what our goal should be.
When I sat down with him, I was like, all right, Jack, so what do you want out of this?
We were both very passionate about the fact that it should be about making the best game possible.
I told him, I said, look, if you and I are doing this, you and I need to be on par with everything that we do.
Mark and I very quickly settled on the fact that it shouldn't be about our egos. It should be about make the best modern warfare the world has ever seen.
The game itself is fun as hell. I love playing the game. And one of the things that we've pushed since the beginning is if you're making the game, you need to play the game. But Fridays now is the play day, the play test day. Ain't nothing else.
I need help. They're pushing me. Oh my God! Full charge! Oh! Nice. The house is ours. This is our house now.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no! Dude, what?
Jack, there's a lot of money right in there.
Guys, we cannot lose the lead.
Gee, dude!
1v1.
There we go. Well done.
How was the playtest the other day with the cross-studio playtest?
Movement, definitely you saw a big improvement. People were feeling like they felt more unrestricted. Still felt like it fit Modern Warfare. Yeah.
It was cool to see people sliding over the cars that we have. Like, it was rad to see people use our new movement tech and, like, mantle in the slide, get on top of cars, or even use the new pipe climbing.
What I love is just how natural it feels. It's not like the movement options are difficult to wrap your head around. You just pick up the controller and you can feel it instantly.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think it's gonna feel natural to a casual player, and there's enough space where you can, like, optimize and really...
And master the movement, We got kind of dinged on Modern Warfare 2 with our movement, where we took some things away, some freedom. People were like, oh man, I can't do this doesn't feel good, the movement's terrible. So for this project, we were like, we need to make some adjustments.
We set off to make unrestricted movement at the beginning of this game. Then the ideas that started coming out of people, like mantling into slide, the slide into supine, like all these kinds of ideas are like, that's awesome. Let's put that in the game. And so I love all that stuff because the game just feels fluid, it feels dynamic, it feels like everything I want to do, the game responds. Like all the ideas from the team around movement, how to make it feel that way, are fantastic.
Nice. He's behind the truck, yeah. Oh, nice. Do it! Oh, nice! Last one in 2. This way, you got it? You seem to. Oh my God, yes! Sergeant, yeah! Again, he done mid. It's an incredible experience, right, to be with a team that has, shipped so many titles, and that's great learning tools for me as a designer to have this, by proxy experience working with you guys and other people at the studio to say, here's how to be a better designer, and here's how, to really elevate your feature to the next level.
We might have some experience, but
we know how we fail.
We have to,
Yeah,
we have to make sure that we're not just saying like, we know what they're, this is, make the assumptions.
Yeah.
It's good with new people and new perspectives that can say, well, this might be better, and it's a back and forth. Any maps jumping out to people?
Like Transit, I think it's your new masterpiece.
Transit is
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about K-Block?
Kill Block.
Kill Block. That is a crazy map. Kill Block has kind of been an idea in my head for a long time. I've made a ton of maps. So then you're eventually like, what's the next level? Like, how can you keep coming up with layouts? How can you keep coming up with maps? And it was like, shit, before we just make one that just is living and it keeps changing. Every time you play, it just changes.
And what Kill Block does is it's these 3 slabs. They're all built to kind of nest with any other 3 slabs, and we're able to randomize that at runtime when you're playing the game. When you play a multiplayer game for a while, like you have this sense of discovery each time you play a new map, but that kind of quickly fades, right? You've played that map maybe 5, 10 times, you're like, I get it, I know all the places. That never fades with Kill Block.
So each of these are an individual slab, some of them prototypes and some of them real. And so each of these is technically the size of some of our 2v2 maps, but when you get the 3 of them, it equals the size of Shoot House. We put out a map called Shoot House, and it was that size. With these slabs and with the combination system that we have, that is 100. We have the content to do upwards of 900. Tech-wise, we're trying to get to 500. So
Kill Block is one of the things I'm like, as a player myself, I'm like, dude, I can see myself spending like hundreds and hundreds of hours in this.
If I could best describe Steve's playstyle though, it's he'd land 2 shots and he'd be like, run away, just win on time.
Yeah.
We're mown down.
I'm coming your way soon.
Oh, look who it is.
Oh,
hey! Steve!
My play style is just winning.
Yeah, winning.
Take note.
We just covered that.
We've just established that that's not
it. Keyword win.
Yeah.
I'll see you at the playtest, guys.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Charge! All right, go. Use the smoke. Kill it!
Oh my God, dude.
Bam,
What?
1,
Dude, he came up
2,
from behind me. What the hell?
Another one.
What? I fought like hell, you guys.
That's how we do it.
Okay. I flashed. Oh, we got it. We got it. Oh my God, not like this.
Yeah, that's it.
Bam.
My God. What happened?
That's 490K.
Everybody, I think we learned something. All right? Griggs, we've learned something today, yes? Jackie, Jack, that's 6-0.
We as a design team take a lot of feedback from everybody here at Infinity Ward, and it's like, we touch everything like, weapon feel and movement and stuff like that. So something that I really like too is like how playtest forward our studio is, right? Like we have this culture where every day we're playing our game and every day we're getting feedback and anyone can give feedback.
There's two types of players that I want to win. I want the like cracked player, but also like the smart player who's like thinking about how they're going to approach certain situations and being creative and catching people off guard. And I think if you have both of those people cooking, like you're in for a great game. I feel like this game is like a homecoming for me. And I feel like for players, I want, you know, people that haven't been playing COD for a while and people that have been playing COD every year. Like I want all those people to come home.
Both Jack and I have been in the trenches and we understand what it's going to take. And we are trying our best to push our team to make sure that they all are equipped with the strength, the knowledge, the support to be successful.
Z, you want to start? Well, let me ask you.
Yeah, ask me
What about this game feels familiar versus what things feel different when it comes to like grunt perspective?
I think what's crazy is this feels like making a World War II game sometimes.
This is our opportunity for Big War, to bring it back and do it the modern warfare way. And to us, that means a large-scale battle, reclaiming a city.
All of it's visceral, all of it's gritty, it's all grounded and ripped from the headlines, but we get to experience it in a variety of different ways.
We need to go back to the call of duty. That's what the Call of Duty came about. It was your duty to serve your country, your duty to fight in the war for your country. So this time around, we were like, all right, we're gonna be in Korea. You know, it's North versus South. What better place to go back to the roots of what Call of Duty is than that conflict?
We dug into pretty hard the history of, you know, North and South Korea, the reason that there's a, you know, divide in the first place.
Mm-hmm. And now we're getting to go back to that like actual like huge forces in direct conflict, you know, like two actual modern militaries.
Like what is Big War?
What is Big War?
What is
right?
And you ask a person, like everybody has a different identity of what Big War is.
You can imagine the powder keg that's underneath, you know, this place inherently. It's built in, unfortunately, but you know, we got to explore that.
When I was growing up, that was still very real. And so our campaign levels definitely adds that threat looming feeling to actually happening. So this story kind of is like, what if?
The city of Hajin is a really important aspect of the story overall. When conflict breaks out on the Korean Peninsula, this is where the conflict happens. North Korea invades this place first and takes this place.
South Korea and North Korea was kind of part of the main story point of the single player mission. So our aim is to make sure that we relive the experience for the players and be able to portray that and then show the aftermath of the story that would happen in the single player.
It's a place where our main characters, a lot of them live. It's what they call their home. And we were really inspired to make sure that this place was as accurate as possible, make sure the people that were inhabiting it were as grounded and realistic as possible.
You know, I was able to dug up some of the old photos and references that I've actually lived in. These are some of the areas where you would find in the entertainment districts or some of the apartment sprawl districts. We went from the initial concept stages and pre-productions and then looking at the global art direction for the goal of the game.
저 집들을 싹 비워라! 모두 밖으로 내보내. 알겠나?
The narrative team and Grigsby, they have dialogue coaches and they have their lines, and we got to review every single line to feel like If this person is from the southern region of South Korea, then they need to have a specific dialect. We needed to make sure those elements are there. Like it makes us get immersed into it because their lines are so good and their emotions through the acting is so good that we were like, we bought it right away.
뭐야?
잠깐만.
아, 진짜?
야, 이건 누구야? 주파.
우탱.
형, 나도 들어보자. 기회 들어가는 거다. 입 아니고.
Hey, fellas, I don't got my subtitles on. Speak my language, please.
If we can look at this, I actually wanted to see how many people we have in here, like in the blockout.
2, 3, 4, 8, 9.
So 8 total? Yeah, I think we'll probably need to do more like 12 because this has to be a battle. Like this has to be like, my guys might go like, oh,
flank
fuck.
over on the side.
And then, yeah, exactly. This is a little more complicated than some of the other ones, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
One of the things that makes Modern Warfare 4 unique is it has multiple story threads. We get to experience different threads of the story through different characters and how they resolve the conflict that they come across. In South Korea, conscription is mandatory, which means all young people have to go into military service. We wanted to use that as a starting point for our character Park. He starts as a grunt who would rather be doing something else, and when war breaks out, he's forced to make a decision about how he's going to respond to that.
Just starting from that of like the value of choice or not having choice, and for Park, it's I think the line we used was like, or they didn't give me the option to sign up. They just told me when to show up.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But he decides how he leaves. As the story starts to unfold, it goes from I'm just hazing a new guy and doing my daily stuff to, okay, now I have to figure out how I'm going to help keep myself and my guys alive. And we get to see that kind of play out through all these different, harrowing situations. Like your city's being bombarded. You're, just running from space to space as North Koreans are, falling and literally dropping in from the sky. And so it's just like, you've never fired your gun at another person before. What does that feel like? What are you going to do mentally, to prepare yourself for like, no, it's time to, it's time to initiate combat, right? Like that's a tough decision to make. And so I think that was an interesting place to go with someone who didn't ask for this, who didn't sign up, for a war, but is faced with fighting through one.
Modern Warfare 4 brings us into new emotional territory because of some of the experiences that the characters have been through, some of the choices that they made that they can't come back from. We get to build on a foundation that makes this new chapter something we've been building towards for a long time, and a story that we're really passionate about telling. Something like this. I think we'll turn this more into just like a full-on, like as though it were a work table, all the way, workbench across.
Yeah, when we first met Price in 2019, he taught us that a soldier draws the line wherever they need it. We get dirty and the world stays clean, right? And I think people found that enticing at the time. That was a different way to look at what the good guy is, or what the good guy has to do to make the bad guy scared of the dark. But here we are in Modern Warfare 4, and what is the evolution of that, right? Where do you take that to the end of the line, right? Now with Price, this is an operator that essentially, after the events of the last game, has turned into an outlaw, right? He doesn't have the same, security apparatus that he had. He doesn't have the same tools necessarily of his trade. But he's the type of man that's going to find the best tool for the job no matter what he has to do. And we're going to see really kind of how far he's willing to go in this game, what lines he's willing to cross.
We are just as excited to see where these characters get to go as we are for people to experience it. If Valeria starts back here and goes up to there, I guess, right? Something like that. So they get out of the helicopter.
Yeah.
They open the door. She's like talking to him like, yeah, you better not miss it. And then they all get out and come up, and then we land here.
Modern Warfare is synonymous to Infinity War, and we make it what it is for millions of people across the world. So for me, everything that we do and everything that we put in our game has to feel authentic.
Who the characters are, the conflict they're thrown into and the ways that they resolve that conflict is integral to what Modern Warfare is.
And putting the player right in the middle of it.
Putting the player right in the middle of the action.